Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy Fitzpunk TV here, aka GLauren33. I am back here with your Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 65 review. This chapter is called Son Goku the Earthling. If you guys remember, Chapter 64 was called Son Goku the Galactic Patrolman. So I really do like these chapter titles. We are getting towards the end of the Moro Arc. I definitely think, based on what happened in Chapter 65, that Chapter 66 will probably be the end of this arc, and maybe a little bit of cleanup going into Chapter 67. But the next arc for Dragon Ball Super should be starting in the end of December, early January. And I think, based on what the Dragon Ball Super manga editor said last week in an interview with V-Jump, I do think that we'll get an official announcement for the next DBS arc at Jump Fiesta, which will be taking place online this year in December. So I don't know what the next arc is going to be, but I am excited to see where they go with the story. Will we get a time skip to the end of Z? Who knows, but we'll just have to wait and see. But let's get to the Moro arc. So I'm going to start this review where we left off with the early draft pages. Alright, if you guys remember, Goku gave Moro the Senzu bean. And yes, I made videos on this. A lot of other people made videos on this. It was not a good move. It was not a good move. But I also said in those videos that I wanted to wait and see what happened when we got the full chapter before judging this decision. Alright, and I'm gonna sit here and say this was a really good chapter outside of the Goku giving Moro a Senzu bean part, because, you know, no matter how you slice it, Goku giving Moro a Senzu bean is a bad decision. And I'm not gonna, you know, go into why. I'll leave the video link in the description, but it's a bad decision. It's pretty obvious why it's not a good choice. But either way, after Goku gives Moro the Senzu bean, we see Moro, he comes flying at Goku with a left hand, and he tries to hit Goku in the chest, but Goku just stands there all cool, calm, and collected. And we see that Goku's body is so hard, but you know, Goku is so strong that Moro punching him actually breaks Moro's left hand. And if you guys remember, in past chapters, we saw the Z Fighters, they would try to hit Moro with different attacks, but Moro was so strong that their attacks would do nothing. And I remember 17 and 18 saying it's like his body's made of steel. We can't do anything on him. So it's like we're getting a nice little role reversal. And we says that Goku's sharpened Ultra Instinct also gave him a huge increase in his own strength. So Beerus responds by saying that Goku needs to stop playing around and finish Moro off. So Goku says that Moro is indeed a bad guy. He goes back into base form and he kneels down next to him, and he looks at Moro and asks him, "Have you ever trained before?" And Moro denies. And Goku tells Moro that if he would have trained instead of stealing all these powers from killing people and eating planets, that he would be much stronger than he is right now. Moro does not like this at all, and he responds by telling Goku to shut up. He says training is what weaklings do. And Goku, meeting such a tough guy like Moro for the first time, he feels that it would be a waste for Moro just to be killed like this. Alright, Goku wishes that Moro was only, you know, a good guy, because if Moro was a good guy, he could fight a properly trained version of Moro. So this kind of makes sense with Goku's character. We've seen him do it with Frieza. You know, he did at the end of Dragon Ball Z with Majin Buu. Remember, right before he kills Kid Buu with the Spirit Bomb, he tells Kid Buu that he wishes that he was reborn as somebody good, and that's how Oob comes into the picture. And I cannot wait for us to finally get that at the end of Dragon Ball Z, whenever Dragon Ball Super reaches that point in the timeline. But we see that happening here with Moro. So the reason why Goku gave Moro the Senzu bean is he was hoping, he had a little bit of hope that Moro would take the Senzu bean and actually change his ways, be regretful of his evil actions, and then turn himself into the Galactic Patrol, so that Goku could train him himself, and then they could have a one-on-one battle. This makes sense because Goku always wants to fight his opponents again, good or bad. So I kind of understand a little bit more why Goku gave Moro the Senzu bean, but I still do not like the decision at the end of the day. But it makes a little bit more sense now that we know why he did it. So Jackal interrupts and he says that Moro is not going to change his ways, so Goku should just finish this now. Goku responds that he is aware of this, but he wants to keep talking to him. So Moro is hitting his fist on the ground, and remember, Moro has a broken left hand, and Goku asks him one last time whether he wants to return to the Galactic Prison or not. But Moro, while Goku's saying this to him, he notices a hand of his on a stone in the lava behind Goku. And Moro realizes that this was the hand that Merus cut off a couple chapters ago. So Moro answers Goku that he won't go back to the prison and that he will continue eating planets. And Goku accepts this, and as he promised to Merus, he will continue to protect the galaxy. So Goku finally realizes that Moro is not going to change this way. He's evil to the core, and he has no other choice but to kill him. So Goku transforms back into Master UI, which is crazy in itself. So in this arc alone, we've seen Goku now be able to use Ultra Instinct Omen and now Master Ultra Instinct whenever he wants. So now he can transform into Master UI at will, which is crazy. So now the power scaling of Dragon Ball is just all out of whack. It seems like Goku's now at a level where Vegeta can't even touch him, unless Vegeta gets Ultra Instinct in the future, which honestly I don't see that happening. But wow, the fact that Goku can go Silver UI whenever he wants now, my goodness. Moro remembers that Galactic Patrol guy, because remember, Moro did not see Merus disappear. He was recovering on the ground during that time, so Moro never saw Merus disappear, so he kind of forgot who he was. So Goku replies that Merus was his master and the guy who he learned this technique from. So Moro says, I see. So that guy was also able to use that technique. So Moro realizes that, since Merus was the one that taught Goku Ultra Instinct, Merus must have been able to use Ultra Instinct as well. And Moro also remembers that, the lost hand that got cut up by Merus did touch Merus's neck before it got cut off. So that hand has a copy of Merus's abilities. So we see Moro is able to get that lost hand. He catches it and says, a body moving on its own, I can't wait. So we see Moro attaches the hand to his left arm and Moro transforms. So we see a new form of Moro. He no longer has like that black outline under his eyes. It's now white, plus he has like this white hair on his back. So this is a new form for Moro. So I guess you can call this Angel Moro. Whenever we get Moro in the Dragon Ball games like Xenoverse, it's gonna be crazy because oh my gosh. But yes, we see, I'm gonna call this Angel Moro. That's what I'm gonna call it. You can call it Moro with Merus's abilities, or Moro with Merus copied, or some people are calling it Moro and Merus combined. I'm just gonna call it Angel Moro for right now. But we see Moro now has Merus's power and his abilities. Beerus gets very surprised, and Whis figures that Merus must have gotten copied before hand. So remember, Beerus and Whis were not on the planet when Moro and Merus were fighting. They came at the end, right as Merus was disappearing. So now they're realizing that Merus got his abilities copied beforehand, and this is leading now to Moro having Merus's power. So Jackal is now angry. Jackal's like, damn, that's why I told you to finish him off quickly. But then we see, now we have Angel Moro going up against Master UI Goku. And the thing about it is, even though Moro has transformed using Merus's abilities, Goku is not concerned at all. And I love that, alright? Goku just stands there and he's like, okay, guess we gotta keep fighting. So Goku gets in his stance. Moro is very excited. So it is, it is assumed here that Moro has Ultra Instinct since he's using, Merus's abilities. And we see Goku and Moro go flying at one another. And then right at that moment, Whis grabs Krillin and Jackal from the battlefield, and then they get put in some kind of barrier because they know right now the battle is very dangerous and they don't want them to get hurt. So we see the Earth is taking a lot of damage from this fight, and Goku and Moro are fighting at insane speeds, bro, and I love this. So Goku orders Moro to follow him, and they're fighting in the sky, they're fighting on the ground. Goku and Moro are flying all, over the earth. So Goku takes Moro for several different laps around the earth at super, super fast speeds. Moro has enough because Moro is just, following Goku around the planet, and then he gets angry. So he kicks Goku down into the mountains. So then they get back on the earth. Moro says, also, with me having magic powers, I have the advantage. But Goku is still relaxed. He's not concerned at all. Every time Moro says something, Goku just sits there, cool, calm, and collected. So Goku is still relaxed and asks Moro to attack him again. Moro gets angry because he's wondering why Goku is not afraid. Because the reason why Moro keeps talking, he wants Goku to be afraid of him, especially now that he has Merus' abilities. But Goku's not afraid at all. So as the fight goes on, we see Moro's arm. It starts to get super big, right? And it follows with the rest of Moro's body. So it starts with Moro's arm, then his back, then his upper body. Moro just expands into this huge balloon, all right? And it looks kind of similar to like when Cell was fighting Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Cell was about to blow up with the rest of the earth, all right? So Jackal and Krillin are wondering what the hell is going on, and Whis says that since Moro's body isn't trained for the power of an angel, his body started growing. So this is Moro's body rejecting the power of an angel, and I like this a lot because Moro getting Merus' powers, as cool as that is, Goku had to train with Merus to get Ultra Instinct. It wasn't given to him. Moro's here is thinking, oh yeah, just because I can copy your abilities, I could get that power for myself. Moro doesn't train, right? And this goes back to the beginning of the chapter. This makes a lot more sense. Goku asked Moro earlier in the chapter, have you ever trained before? And Moro said, training is for weaklings. And now it's coming back to bite him in the ass because Moro thought, okay, he had everything under control once he was able to steal Merus' abilities, but for the fact that he never trained to have those angel powers, the body is rejecting those powers, and now it's being used at Moro's disadvantage. So I like that a lot. So it's coming back to bite him. So now Goku gets the upper hand, and Goku tells Moro that he faces the same issue as his old henchman, Sangabo. If you guys remember Sangabo, he was that big character that Goku defeated back in, I think it was chapter 57? It was chapter 57 or chapter 58. If you guys remember, Goku beat Sangabo using Super Saiyan Blue, and then Moro kept giving Sangabo power because Goku refused to use Ultra Instinct against him. Alright, and because Sangamo never trained to have the power that Moro had, Sangamo's body rejected it, and it led this to Sangamo dying. And now that same exact thing is happening to Moro. So Moro got a technique which you usually get through training, and it's not something you can use easily, and now it's coming back to bite him. So Goku suggests that Moro lets Merus' power go before his body collapses, but this gets Moro even more angry. Moro believes that someone like him eating planets and life energy has no limit, so Moro refuses to let go of Merus' power. Goku says that's your limit. So the battle continues, and Goku clearly has the upper hand now. Moro ends up on the ground again. Moro's talking to himself, and he says, I need a body that can stand this power. So Krillin and Jackal, they're getting relieved again. They believe, Goku has the advantage and he's going to finally finish Moro off for good this time. So then Whis warns Goku. If you want to win, you have to finish him off now. Continuing the battle is not a good idea. So now you have Whis. Alright, you have Whis, an angel telling Goku, you need to end this now. Stop messing around. Goku understands and finally aims for the head. So Goku is finally ready. He's finally ready to finish off Moro for good. He says, this is your end, Moro. But suddenly, all of a sudden, the planet starts shaking and starts moving. And all of a sudden, we see a giant head, like Pac-Man, right? We see a giant head of Moro come out from the earth and appears right behind Goku. This head fires a ki blast from his mouth. Goku dodges it, but he's shocked by what he sees. We see Moro, right? Moro, my body became one with this planet. Now I don't have any limits. Whis explains the situation to everyone, and Whis says if Goku kills Moro right now, the Earth will be destroyed as well. Also, if this amount of energy explodes, the galaxy could be blown away as well. So we see Moro might be able to destroy the entire galaxy, if this explosion was to happen. Not only Earth, but the entire universe could be in trouble. So the chapter ends with Moro wanting to continue the fight with Goku, but Goku's sitting there in shock because Goku knows if he kills Moro and ends this right now, the Earth is doomed as well. And that's how the chapter ends. So the preview line for chapter 66 says the Earth absorbed in front of Moro, who became a super gigantic bomb. Does Goku have no way left to fight him? So it's just like Cell. It's just like Cell. If you guys remember, when Cell was about to explode and blow up with the Earth, Gohan could have defeated Cell right there, but if he did, the Earth would have, blew up as well. Now we're seeing that thing happen with Goku, but I think, if you are a fan of Dragon Ball and you know how this arc has been going, I think we all know how this is going to end and how the Z Fighters are going to get out of this situation. Vegeta. Vegeta is the key. And I'll make another video on this in a couple days, going more in depth, but Vegeta has the Spirit Fission attack. I call it Spirit Separation. What I think Vegeta's gonna do, Vegeta's gonna use the Spirit Fission technique to separate Moro from the planet, and then Goku using Ultra Instinct is going to finish off the job. So the training that both Goku and Vegeta did separately, Goku with Merus and Vegeta on planet Yardrat, that training's gonna come into play here to end this arc. I don't think it's gonna be Boo, even though that could happen. I don't think it's gonna be Beerus. I think Vegeta's gonna use Spirit Separation to separate Moro from planet Earth, and then Goku's gonna finish Moro off, probably with a Kamehameha wave or something like that, and that's gonna end this arc and end this battle. So Goku and Vegeta teaming up, that's the way I think this arc is ending. It might be anticlimactic, but I'm not against it. All right, I'm not against it really at all. I think that's pretty cool, and I love seeing Goku and Vegeta work together. So that's what I think is going to happen. If something else happens, we'll just have to wait and see. We still have a whole month till chapter 66 comes out, but that's what I think is going to happen and how this arc is finally going to end. I really did enjoy this chapter. Angel Moro was kind of cool, but I never thought he was going to defeat Goku. Like, you're not defeating Goku in Master UI, at least not right now. Goku's just too OP in that form, and I don't know what that means for whatever is the next arc for Dragon Ball Super, but right now Goku's on a whole nother level, and I just don't see how anybody's going to be able to defeat him. He's on God level, maybe even Angel level, but yeah, I just don't see how you're going to defeat Goku. But still, either way, I enjoyed this. Moro fusing with planet Earth, I don't know how I feel about that. I get too many Cell Saga vibes from this arc, but hey, it kind of makes sense. Moro is a planet eater, and he's fusing with the planet to eat it, so I guess it's kind of cool, but I felt like it could have been done a little bit better, but still, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys thought of the chapter. I thought, all in all, this was a pretty good chapter, even though I still don't like the Goku giving Moro Senzu bean. Still, the rest of the chapter was pretty good for what it's worth. Plus, I still really do like this arc a lot, even though it does have weaknesses. But let me know what you guys thought of the chapter. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like on the video, comment, subscribe, enable notifications by clicking the bell next to my name, Fitz1 TV, so you guys are notified every time I post a new video. Thank you guys for the love and support. I'll be back with plenty more Dragon Ball Super videos discussing the manga and more in the coming weeks as we get ready for chapter 66. Thank you guys for everything. Stay safe and healthy, y'all. Peace.